A revocable trust is a trust that the creator of the trust can change. An irrevocable trust is typically not changed by the person that created the trust. Irrevocable trust is used in certain situations depending on this problem you're trying to solve. So, for example, we use irrevocable trusts with asset protection planning, and we also use them with tax planning. A revocable trust is foundational planning that most of our clients need, especially if they own real estate. It provides for transfer of assets at your death without probate. It provides for you if you're alive and incapacitated, has instructions on managing money for your benefit. And it's also private documents, so it's not shared publicly. Probate is a process where you take a will, or if you have no will, you go to the probate court and get a personal representative appointed or an executor, same job, just different terms, to manage the estate of a deceased person. Probate is good in some instances, but usually most people want to avoid probate because of the expense and the delay of going through the court process. The benefits of an irrevocable trust depend a little bit on the trust, but usually irrevocable trusts are prepared and have some asset protection or creditor protection aspect to them. Sometimes we use an irrevocable trust to reduce estate tax exposure if we have a client that's got more than, say, $14 million. Clients that have a high-risk job, like a lawyer or a doctor or someone that is in the construction industry, for example, all tend to get sued more than other professions. And so they might consider an irrevocable trust in order to protect some of their assets. An irrevocable trust helps protect your assets, but you have to make a transfer into the trust and you don't retain control. Since it's not your asset, then it's no longer available for your creditors. But we're careful about who is the beneficiary of the irrevocable trust so that it accomplishes some of your life goals. For example, if you're married, you could create an irrevocable trust in favor of your spouse, and your spouse could serve as trustee of that trust, and the assets that you include in that trust, depending on the jurisdiction, can be immediately free of your creditors as long as you didn't have creditors at the time that you made the transfer. Can you change or revoke an irrevocable trust? And technically you can't, the grantor can't amend the irrevocable trust, but we build in tools so that you can have a professional, sometimes called a trust protector, have the authority to make changes to the irrevocable trust to account for changes in tax law or changes in asset protection law, also to adjust administrative items or scrivener's errors that may have been picked up. It's irrevocable, but it's not completely irrevocable like you'd think. If you have questions about the differences between revocable and irrevocable trusts, then contact us at ProvenLaw. We're happy to help.